here are some of the things that people might not talk about too much. It's some of the symptoms or things that I noticed were my voice was really shaky and it sounded different, right? Um, and I couldn't talk for very long. My voice, when I talked to somebody, I would start to get adrenaline really easily, right? And this was not just talking with people. I started getting adrenaline that would take over if I watched TV. Usually, any reality TV show would be too much. Sports, forget it. I could not watch the Germany World Cup because it was just too much. It was when I was normal, right? Even when I now, if I were to watch soccer, I get right into it, right? My heart rate goes up. I'm like, fuck, let's go, let's fucking go. This not useless fucking team. You guys have been a fucking embarrassment for the past 10 years. What the fuck's going on, right? You have so much passion. Like any sport, it could be hockey or whatever you're into. Whatever, if there's a team, right? It gets your adrenaline pumping. You get really excited. You get right into it. So when I was going through this recovery journey, I could not watch sports. I could not watch reality TV shows. I could not listen to the news. So I created a little bubble, right? And eventually I did exposure and came out of that bubble. I was super sensitive, right? So I had to create a little bubble in the beginning. But some of the things that I was dealing with was my voice was very shaky. It sounded broken. It sounded thin, right? I was like, yeah, okay, oh, okay, that's what I can't talk, right? I was tapping out. I was like, I can't talk. And then my adrenaline would go through the roof. But sometimes like if I was talking to somebody on the phone and it was an interesting conversation, right? Sometimes I'd be like, fuck it, I know I'm gonna be paying for this. If I keep talking right now for the next 10 minutes and my adrenaline goes through the roof, I'm gonna be paying for this, and it'll take me 4 hours to calm down, right? But sometimes I'd be so engaged in a conversation trying to help somebody with something or whatever that I'd be like, fuck it, let's do it. So yeah, I know. Uh-huh. Well, I know it. And my voice, I can't, like, my voice isn't cracking now, but it would crack and would just give out where I'd be like, yeah. So just all of a sudden I can't talk. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll call you back. All right, cool. All right. And then adrenaline was already going through the roof, right? Lose my voice. My voice sounded broken. I couldn't watch any sort of sporting event. I couldn't talk to anybody, even just talking to somebody for too long. It was too much of an adrenaline rush. I couldn't listen to certain types of music. I couldn't listen to metal music because it gave me too much adrenaline. I could not watch the news. I could not watch TV shows. You name it. If anything gave me any form of a little bit of adrenaline, I could only handle it for maybe 5 minutes, and that was it. Right? But eventually, the more I brought my baseline down, the more I did the work, the 7 keys to recovery, right? The more I emptied my bucket, the more this thing started to empty out, and the more I started turning off alarms, the more my body started to regulate, and I was able to talk normally, right? And I was able to talk for as long as I wanted without getting exhausted with all the adrenaline, and my voice was strong, right? It wouldn't thin out, it wouldn't break down. It was like normal again. Everything regulated, and it was fine. I was fine. I was back to normal. So if you're dealing with this, know that it's normal. I have shaking, a lot of shaking with whatever I was doing something, right? So you might notice the shaking. Your voice is thinned out. You don't sound the same. You can't talk for very long periods of time. You get exhausted with the adrenaline surges because you heard something on, you walked by, you heard something on the radio or TV or something that's affecting you. That's what I went through too. And eventually, the more you work on the 7 keys to recovery, when you do the work in time, you'll get all that back. It'll be back to normal. You won't have to worry about it anymore. You get your voice back, right? The shaking will chill out, right? Like right now, nothing. For me in the journey, even my good days, I was at least shaking like this, right? And the what if thoughts that are associated to shaking, right? Don't Google it, right? Don't go down the what if rabbit holes. And when you do, agree with it. Go, yeah, well, I hope it's XYZ. I hope it's, whatever the what if thought is. Fill in the blanks. But now look at this. Nothing. Right? I'm good. I'm solid. This is great. and you will be too. Trust me. Keep doing the work. Do all the 7 keys of recovery. Do not miss a day. Go through all the layers of the onion, and you will also recover. I guarantee it. 1,000%. You're going to make it. But it is a shit show, and it's hard work, and you're going to feel like shit. Right? Get used to the idea. This is going to be tough. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Or you're going to have setbacks that go up and down. Right? You're going to have a setback, and then you're going to feel good, and then you're going to feel like shit again. And right? This is how you gain leverage through your journey. And eventually, you're recovered. And you got your life back.